Welcome back here at the after show, which is going to be another exciting 30 minutes of program that should give you some additional exclusive content for you as our online audience. But make sure before you go on, I saw a lot of questions coming in online in the topic of how do I get started, what would happen if an association doesn't have a bid process in place, how can we help them with that, what should we do when there's not a convention bureau in place. Make sure on the website www.associationbidding.com, obviously you know where it is because you're watching, on the right side panel there's this image of a bag. That's our virtual goodie bag. If you click on that, you'll find a lot of useful downloads and documents, both from Ika and from Helga that she shared from her organization, that you can use to start working on right after the show is ended. Well, as you can see, I'm joined by Juan-Jose here because when we were preparing this show and we learned that Thailand would be our main sponsor, we were thinking, could we find someone who has an experience with bringing events to Thailand or maybe bidding with Thailand? And Juan, we learned that you have a great anecdote to share with us, so yes, please take the camera and tell us what you learned.
Yeah, it was quite funny this morning when I was watching the Thailand Convention Bureau video because it brought me again bad memories of when we lose an important bid with Bangkok. This was a bid we were working in 2003, and we were working for 2 years by the book. We did really everything we could to do. We were representing the city of Madrid, and there were in the bid 5 European destinations and Bangkok. We are strong players in the market, and we always consider that Bangkok was not going to be an important rival for us, but they really did work by the book. They did an excellent job, and finally, after 3 years working and traveling around the world to several countries in order to try to get support for our bid, we lost. They did an excellent job. After that, for us, you know, in that specialty, we lost the conference, but don't you forget that the bids always gives you back. So our company, we didn't get that conference, but we signed for the city of Madrid 3 important conferences, bigger than this one, related to the same specialty. So bid always gives you in return. And I would say, and also I learned a lot from the ASEAN destinations, that I find that in Asia there is a country strategy when bidding, and in Europe is a destination strategy. So we have found a lot of national support, and it really adds value and makes the difference between a winning bid or a losing bid. So I wanted to share with you that experience of myself.
Wow. I guess that's a great story, Juan. Thank you very much for that. So again, it shows, and we started our show with that, I guess, that again, it's not about getting the job done. Yeah. It's becoming a strategic partner for a longer term, right?
Yes,
exactly.
Fully agree.
Hey, if we could zoom in a little bit, we covered it a bit on stage, but I guess specifically for you in this game as a PCO.
Yeah.
I see a lot of our viewers struggle a bit with that, right? We learned from Helga and David that they really like to work with the Convention Bureau as a single point of contact.
Yes.
In the pre-show, they shared this tip with us that they sometimes get several contacts from the same city, which doesn't seem to be very professional. How do you play in this game? What's your tip for people out there?
I think the PCO is the only stakeholder in the bidding process that really can provide the full service, and I tell you why. There is a critical issue when bidding, which is financial. Mm-hmm. Financial, and usually destination, you can promote your destination, but you cannot provide a budget to the client where he can see what's going to be the fixed variable cost or how the conference is going to look like if we go to your destinations. Mm-hmm. In this case, the 2 associations, they have an in-house meeting planner. Yeah. So they have like a PCO in-house.
Yes.
But they use a PCO. But the problem is that they have the PCO in-house, the EUITP PCO. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I think the PCO is one of the main stakeholders, and we, the independent PCOs, let's say, the 80% of the market is open to us.
Okay.
So there is a lot of to do. And I would like also to remind to all of the audience that the 90% of the market is conferences of less than 1,000 people. Don't forget that.
So go for the smaller ones as well.
Yeah,
don't
people
only
are thinking about
ones.
the big party, but I think that it has to be very clear. The 90% of the market are conferences of less than 1,000 people.
Okay. And you mentioned the topic of budget. One of the questions I saw coming in is always a topic on the table. Should we work with transparent budgets or with a fixed budget with commissions? How do you deal with that? Where do you stand in that discussion?
We consider in case there are commissions, we consider commissions one income for our clients. So usually when you have the budget of a conference, you have three main incomes, which is registration fees, sponsorship, and exhibition. Those three items. We have a fourth item in the budget, which is if there is any income coming from commissions, it should go there. Because we have to get a fee.
Exactly.
You are not commissionists, we're PCOs.
Exactly.
So
but does that mean
different.
that your budget is 100% transparent? Does it show to the end
it has
client?
to be the way.
Yeah,
it has to be the way. Yeah.
Okay. And would you advise
But
everybody
it's so difficult to convince our clients to pay the right fee. You know, it's so...
because then that's the next question. It shows you're getting 10%, 20, 30, I don't know what is on there. And then how do you deserve
But most of the best venues I see in performing and destinations, the commission work is disappearing. So I have a session yesterday in the program where I was claiming to all the industry that the commission work should disappear for our industry.
Okay.
Maybe we should go to a fee model.
Based on hours. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, and just one last question on the topic of the bidding process, and in relation to the venues, because obviously it's a PCO.
Yeah.
What tip would you have for viewers who work with the venue, how they can influence the
venue is, I would say, the main stakeholder after
the PCO. I guess.
No, not the PCO, but it's the main. And also in the decision making, because if you don't have the venue, we cannot go there.
Okay.
So in the way when we do a bid, for us is one of the key important players.
Yeah.
And also, if the client see the venue involved in the bidding process, it gives you more success.
Yeah. Okay. So it's really, I guess, about organizing yourself in your destination.
Yes.
Preferably led by a convention bureau.
That's the
But we saw
best
people
idea.
tweeting, if there's not a convention bureau, or if we don't do that, how can we start?
Someone
should pick up that ball.
stakeholders in the destination should meet and should work, because if the session clients, they perceive there is not a teamwork, you lose.
Exactly. So that's one of the most important tips of today.
Martin has mentioned that today. Teamwork, and teamwork.
All right, really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, it was great
to
to see you acting here on stage and to have you here in the after show.
Thank you.